Colorado High School Activities Association Baseball is on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. This morning from Legion Field at Fort Morgan, it's a Tri-Valley League battle as the Fort Morgan Mustangs take on the Mead Mavericks. Second hitter of the game, and that ball is launched into deep left center field. I'm John Beltran with Brian Nickel. This will turn into a one-out double. The first hitter was retired on, I believe, just 4 pitches. What do we have there, the first hitter, Brian?
He grounded out to Nick Norris. It was a 3-2 count.
It got hot in the booth. Our original device overheated. So we're going with a backup here, and then we'll get you back on track. The stretch and the pitch. That's a strike on the outside corner. Second one out. And the breaking ball, strike on the outside corner. Alex Ortega, the pitcher for Fort Morgan today.
Brady Valtine, the left-handed batter, third baseman for Mead up at the plate right now.
0-2 after the one-out double. And the pitch is in the dirt. Count levels at 1-2. Well, that's the first time that's ever happened. Right about to go on air, and it got hot in the booth, and all of a sudden, boom. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out on the pitch, and the breaking ball bounces in, blocked by Fajardo. 3 balls and 1 strike to Brady Valtine. The double was delivered by Nick Jacobs, the opposing pitcher today. It is 2-2 with 1 out and 1 on. And the pitch swung on and grounded foul down the first base side to Nick Norris there. 8-1 was the score 2 days ago when the Mustangs won handily in Longmont. It's always tougher to beat a time the second time around. So here we go at 2-2. Laying down the sign is Fajardo. We'll set up the rest of the lineup here for Mead coming up momentarily. Throw back to second. Ortega covering. Opening pitch today brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. Things happen in life like it happened right now before the game. Make sure you're prepared with the right insurance coverage. Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance in Brush and Fort Morgan. The stretch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here to Valtine to pitch. Fastball is away. And a count is at 3-2. To Brady Valtine, a left-handed hitter here for Mead. And the pitch is fouled off to the left. On deck is Tanner Lease. Rest of the lineup here for Mead goes like this. Batting 5th is Wyatt Zittison. The catcher, Ryan McDaniel, hit 6th. Caleb Ayers, the right fielder, at 7th. Andrew Young, the shortstop, hits 8th. And Corey Bowes, the second baseman, hits 9th. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 on, 1 out. In the top of the first inning, just underway in the pitch. And the breaking ball is grounded over the mound. The shortstop, Ortega, in front of the bag, fires to first for the out. Advancing to third is Jacobs. There's 2 down in the top of the first inning. Mobile banking on the go makes banking easier for you when you're on the go. Equitable Savings and Loan. Check them out today. That's Equitable Savings and Loan. And that'll set up the cleanup hitter, Tanner Lease. He was the left fielder the other day for Mead. And the breaking ball is a strike on the inside corner at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. Brian will take you through innings 3 through 5. Laying down the sign is Fajardo. And the offering. And the breaking ball's down and away. Nick Norris at first. The second baseman is Isaac Linker. Austin Apple at third. Jacob Ortega is the shortstop. It's Javi Baquet in left. J.P. Hamer in center. Nick Castaneda in right. Behind the plate is Fajardo. And Alex Ortega gets ready for the 1-1. Here it is. Fastball down and away. Ball 2, strike 1. Here to Tanner Lease. Just underway. The stretch, and the runner takes the lead, and the breaking ball's down and in. 3-1.
So far, 10 balls and 10 strikes for a total of 20 pitches here in the first inning.
3 balls and 1 strike. A pitch swung on, grounded to short. Nice hop there for Jacob. He fires to first off line, but Norris applies the tag. And the Mustangs get out of that one. No runs, 1 hit. No errors and a man left. To the bottom of the first we go. Mead does not score. Fort Morgan coming to bat on B106 and B106.com. John Beltran with Brian Nichols. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Mead had a threat there but did not score. Let's get to the Mustang lineup. For the Mustangs, batting first, the center fielder J.P. Hamer. The second hitter is Jacob Ortega. Isaac Linker, the second baseman, is third. Pitcher Alex Ortega is the cleanup hitter. Javi Baqueta, the left fielder, hits fifth. Nick Norris at first hits sixth. Connor Fajardo bats seventh. The third baseman, Austin Apple, hits eighth. And Nick Beltran, the DH, hits ninth. Defensively for Mead, Wyatt Zittison at first. Corey Bowes is the second baseman. Over at third is Brady Velteen. Andrew Young in between him at short. The outfield, Tanner Lease is in left. The center fielder is Matt French. Caleb Ayers in right. Behind the plate is Ryan McDaniel. On the mound is Nick Jacobs. He's got a low ERA, as we've seen with some of these other pitchers, including Citizen, as well for the Mead Mavericks. Hamer steps in, and he takes a breaking ball down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Hamer had a huge game. A monster game with the 3 hits and the 3 ribbies. Fastballs down and away. 2 balls and no strikes for the right-hander.
Yeah, he had a nice comeback game there after that 0 for 3 against Erie.
Yeah, it was 0 for 4. Yeah, 4 strikeouts, yeah. And the 2-0. And the breaking ball is down and away. 3 balls and no strikes. Here to J.P. Hamer. And the pitch in the dirt. Well, Hamer's very adept at getting on base. He's been hit by several pitches, and he's a patient hitter. And he just showed it right there. Let's see, Hamer coming into the game, hitting .435. Now here's Jacob Ortega, 354 hitter. So on 4 pitches, the Mustangs already have a base runner. And the pitch is a ball down and in to Ortega. Mustangs come into the game with a 5-4 league record, 9-6 overall. Mead 2-5 in league play, 3-9 on the year. 2-step lead for Hamer at first. And the right-hander delivers. Swing and a miss and a fastball at the letters. It's 1-1. One ball and 1 strike. To Jacob Ortega, the stretch. And the offering. Breaking ball grounded left side, headed for left field off the shortstop's glove. We'll call that a base hit, an infield hit. Andrew Young had to range to his right, took a little bit of a hop on him. I'm not sure he would have thrown out Ortega, even though he could have had a play at second. So that's one of those questionable ones, Brian. But had it been right in front of him, it's definitely an error. But
yeah, he had to go off the side a little bit, and it was deep in the hole.
Yeah, we'll score a base hit. Here's Isaac Linker. Linker having a productive season for Fort Morgan, squaring to bunt. The breaking ball's upstairs. No throw there back to second. One ball and no strikes. Linker batting .306 coming in. Double digits in RBI, squaring to bunt, and he pops it up down the third base line, but it trickles foul. See, that's the thing. Coach Langford likes his players to bunt when called upon, but Isaac doesn't bunt a lot.
No.
And you could tell it didn't look too comfortable trying to score that one down. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Mead got a double from Nick Jacobs in the top of the first inning, did not score. Runners take their leads. Hamer at second, Ortega at first. The stretch and the pitch. And the breaking ball is popped up with the runners going, but it's fouled out of play. And the count moves to 1-2. Keep in mind the Mustangs scheduled to play on Monday. That's weather permitting. That doesn't look good at all against the Holy Family Tigers. They're just going to be making up games with Holy Family because they were supposed to play already a couple of games, but circumstances have not allowed that to happen. 1-2 the pitch, and the breaking ball's upstairs.
Yeah, they've been trying to play Holy Family for a month and haven't been able to get a game in yet.
Yeah, supposed to play May 8th in Broomfield, but they might not get the April 29th game in. 2-2 pitch, and that went behind the hitter, Linker. Another curveball, it's 3-2. And it's risky really to send the runners right now. And the reason it's risky is because there's no outs. You send the runners and he lines into an out, it could be a triple play. Runners go. Swung on and fouled off to the right. Remains at 3-2. Fill up your cooler, gas up your car. Stubbs Gas and Oil in Wiggins. That's Stubbs Gas and Oil. Warming up a little bit here in Fort Morgan. It really warmed up like seconds before it went on air. It'll be another 3-2 pitch. Runners do not take off. Throw back to second, nothing doing.
I'm not sure why even through that he'd already turned and Hamer was already standing on the bag.
Yeah, I mean, JP read that perfectly.
Yeah, you got more of a chance of throwing it in center field and then moving the runners up.
The stretch and the 3-2. Swung on and fouled back on the slow curve. Remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So we'll do it again. See what happens here. The pitch. That is taken for a called strike 3 and a breaking ball right there at the knees, and there's one down. That's a tremendous pitch thrown by the right-hander, Nick Jacobs. And here's Alex Ortega.
See if Alex can pick him up.
Oh, it was a solid at bat. The problem is that he threw him a tough pitch on a 3-2. The offering. That's there for a strike with a breaking ball. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. The inning began with a 4-pitch walk and an infield hit by Jacob Ortega. We're in the bottom of the first inning. John Beltran with Brian Nickel. No score in Fort Morgan. Mustangs and Mead Mavericks. The stretch and the pitch. And a check swing. He went on that breaking ball, and it's 0-2. Looked like Fort Morgan was going to generate a nice rally. Now they just want to try to scratch across a run. No balls, 2 strikes. The stretch and the pitch in the dirt with a breaking ball. Nice block over there by McDaniel. Did an excellent job on Thursday in the 8-1 Fort Morgan victory. Had lots of action behind the plate. Mead in their road blacks, the Mustangs in their home whites for this game. And the 1-2 pitch. That one bounces in again. McDaniel's able to keep it just a little bit off to his right. 19 pitches thrown by Jacobs, and Alex Ortega was extended over 20 pitches in the top of the first. 2-2 to the Mustang pitcher, Alex Ortega. And the offering runners go, and the breaking ball is high. The throw to third is going to sail into left field. J.P. Hamer is going to slide in, get up, and he's going to score on the air by McDaniel. He airmailed that throw big time, and the Mustangs lead 1-0 in the bottom of the first inning. So it's stolen bases by both. But then the error on the catcher allows Hamer to score. The stretch. 3-2 pitch coming. Here it is. And the curveball's upstairs. Alex walks. Second walk of the inning. That Fort Morgan run brought to you by Cargill Mead Solutions. They work with the community to make sure there are jobs for the members of the communities they're in. That's Cargill Mead Solutions. All right, that'll set up Javi Baqueta. He was leading the Tri-Valley in hitting for a little while. Still up there. He went 0 for 3.
476.
Cale Langford. Looks like he's got a different number uniform. Is he listed? No, he's listed at number 1. Okay, he's running for Fort Morgan at first base. That's right, JP's 10. Cale wears a different for JB. He swung on and chopped to thirds. Could be a double play to second for 1. And back to first, and that is going to be a double play. Javi Baquera, it's a rare one, but he hits into a 5-4-3 double play. And the Mustangs are done here in the bottom of the first inning, but they score a run. There was 1 hit, 1 error, and a man left. Let's head to the second inning in Fort Morgan. The score, Fort Morgan 1, Mead nothing. This is B106 and B106.com. Let's head to the top of the second inning. John Beltran with Brian Nickel. The Mustangs lead 1-0 over the Mead Mavericks. And Alex Ortega begins his second inning of work. The pitch swung on and fouled off to the right. This is Wyatt Zittison. He had a couple of base hits. In the game on Thursday in Fort Morgan's 7-run win. And the offering swung on and fouled to the screen. Count moves to 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Laying down the sign is Fajardo. And the pitch swung on and tapped foul right at the plate. Count remains at no balls and 2 strikes. Zittison, McDaniel, and Ayers, 5, 6, and 7 for Mead. In the second, the Mustangs scored on a steal of third by J.P. Hammer and a throwing error by McDaniel into left field. And all they needed was a couple of walks and 1 hit in that inning. But an inning-ending double play was able to thwart what could have been a bigger inning for Fort Morgan. 0-2. And the pitch swung on and tapped foul up the third base side. Count stays at 0-2. Rushby Diggers Eaton Reds right now on 1010 KSIR, and they're playing at KSIR.com right here on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. It's 1-0 Fort Morgan. We are in the second inning. The wind and the offering. Fastball is down and in. Ball 1, strike 2 to Wyatt Zittison. It's hard to put that Z and S together.
Yeah.
But that's what I was told in Longmont. And Ortega delivers. That's in the dirt. Count levels at 2-2. There's a nice mixture of lefties and righties in this lineup. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch swung on and fouled off to the right. Yeah, that sun is beaming in closely as possible, which is good and bad. It's good for the temperatures, bad for the for some of the equipment. Yeah, I've never had an overheating situation like we did seconds before we went on air. And the 2-2 pitch swung on and lifted into left center field, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Not much of a lift there. I lost track of the baseball with that sun, and it's a leadoff single here for Wyatt Zittison, the second hit for Mead. Yeah, and he took that pitch really off the outside portion of the plate.
Yeah.
So I thought that ball was going to be hit over to the right, but he didn't turn over those wrists too much, and he did a nice job of pulling it. Here's McDaniel. Ryan McDaniel was 1 for 3 on Thursday, hitting for the right side. And the offering. That's a fastball high, 1 ball, no strikes. Fort Morgan with a 1-0 lead. We're in the top of the second inning in Fort Morgan. Looking for the sweep of the Mead Mavericks after winning on Thursday 8-1. But that was a competitive game throughout. And the pitch. Swag and a miss to him. A fastball letter high. Count evens at 1-1. Followed by Caleb Ayers. The stretch and the offering. Down and away with a curveball.
Nice job by Fajardo to get out there and block that ball.
Yeah, we've got two skilled catchers in this game, no doubt about it.
Keeps that runner at first. Keeps that double play in order.
2 balls and 1 strike. That's what you need. Short lead at first. The pitch squaring to bunt, and he lays it down foul behind the plate. And the count moves to 2-2. Yeah, you got 3 top 10 teams playing in Morgan County with Brush and Eaton hooking up, but that's a 5-0 Eaton lead. As they go to the second on 10-10. All right, here we go. 2-2 pitch. Oh, he bounced it all the way to the screen. That slipped out of his hand, or got stuck in his hand, it looked like. I mean, it really got stuck in his hand. And now it's 3-2. And if Alex ever struggles in a game, it's usually in the early going. And he has to work his way through it. And that's what's happening right now. But let's see, 3 balls and 2 strikes. McDaniel waits the pitch. Swing, and that ball is lifted into left field. Javi Becerra will make the catch. Barely has to move. Runner remains at second, and that looked like it was ball 4, Brian.
Yeah, it looked like it was up. He went after it and got it out to Becerra out in left field.
1 down for Caleb Ayers. I don't know if it's me, but I'm telling you, when that ball's hit off the bat, it's not easy to see.
It's hard to find. Sometimes
to find that ball, you got to look for the fielder.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, I'm going to take off my glasses. Sometimes that actually helps. I'm nearsighted, but I can see clearly enough. The stretch and the offering. Fastball is up and away. I might have missed a couple pitches. I'm guessing that's 36 or 37. What do you
I have
got?
36.
Okay.
16 balls, 20 strikes.
There you go. It was 1 short on each side. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, 1 on. 1-0 Fort Morgan, top of the second inning at home against the Mead Mavericks. And that drops in for a strike down the middle at the knees. On the off speed, it's 1-1.
I think I've seen a sloth move faster than what this umpire calls a strike.
Yeah. It takes a while. The stretch. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. That time he didn't have to call it because he swung.
Yep.
B&B Appliance can help you with all of your appliance needs. Stop in and see what they can do for you on Ensign Street in Fort Morgan. That's B&B Appliance. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the offering. And did he go? Yeah, he did on a breaking ball down and away. It's a strikeout of Caleb Ayers, and there's 2 down. Tremendous pitch there thrown by Alex Ortega. 2 down in the frame for Andrew Young. Now, Young did not play. Did not play the other day in the Fort Morgan win. Curveball is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes.
Yeah, Alex had that loss to Erie. Gave up 4 runs in the first inning and then sailed right on through. But
right, I mean,
Mustangs just couldn't come up with enough offense to overtake them.
Yeah, it's the early going that can get to him. The pitch. Down and away with a fastball. Count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 to Andrew Young. Check it, 2-0. I had it wrong, 2-0, and now it's 3-0. 3 balls and no strikes. Yeah, Ortega, he's got to work on his pitch count there because now he's at 42. I mean, he's barely going to get through the 5th inning unless he's got 1 quick inning. 3-0 pitch, and that is over but low. It's a walk. That'll send up Corey Bowes, the 9th place hitter. Well, you're going to get the 9th place hitter up here. Get him up there with 2 down in an inning. But the thing is, now they've turned over the lineup for the next inning.
Right.
So,
yep. Coach Langford going out to have a talk with his pitcher and brought the infield in.
Well, here's the deal, Brian. He threw such a good game against Roosevelt. A game that you called so hard to duplicate that particular effort. Really hard to duplicate that. And he might have known that going into his next game. which of course was the Erie game you just referenced. And now he's got a 2-on, 2-out situation. He had a base runner in the first inning, so this might be one of these games. And even with good pitchers, you got to battle a bit.
Yep.
And now he's got to battle. The sun has appeared and disappeared, on and off. So 2 on and 2 out for the ninth place hitter from the right side. More righties in this lineup than they had on Thursday. It had more lefties on Thursday. The stretch by Ortega. And the offering. And the curveball drops in beautifully for a strike on the inner half. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. Swung on and popped foul out of play behind the screen. Count moves to 0-2. At second base is Citizen. Andrew Young at first. 1-0 Fort Morgan in the second. And the pitch. Swung on, tapped foul behind the plate. Boy, he left that breaking ball up.
Yep.
I don't think you want to throw that anywhere near the strike zone. Remember, he had a strikeout earlier in this inning up on a 1-2 pitch that was down and away. And that's kind of what you want to do.
Yeah, see if they'll go fishing.
No balls, 2 strikes. He might go high fastball here. The pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball that tied him up. And Alex Ortega gets out of that mini jam. No runs. 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left. An inning and a half has been completed here in Fort Morgan. The score, Fort Morgan 1, Mead 0 on B106 and B106.com. Let's go to the bottom of the second inning. 1 ball, no strikes here to Nick Norris. The Mustangs lead the Mead Mavericks 1-0. The pitch. That's a fastball for a strike at the knees. I kind of predicted that, Brian, because, like I said, you're right. It takes a while.
You can see a little movement there in his right arm.
And the pitch. And the breaking ball's down and away from the right-hander, Nick Jacobs. Mustangs scored their run in the top of the first inning. The offering. Swung on. That has popped up into shallow right field. The second baseman going out. Now the right fielder takes charge. Nice play over there by Caleb Ayers, and there's 1 down. 1 down, and here is Connor Fajardo. Fajardo, his first plate appearance of this game here against Mead. And you know these games, it's always tough the second time around, Brian, especially when you beat a team and the fastball's a strike the first time. It's just one of those psychological things. The stretch and the offering. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Jacobs is stretching with the bases loaded, with the bases empty, I should say. Fajardo waits from the right side. And the pitch swung on. That is popped up in the infield again. The second baseman makes the catch. It's put away by Bose, and there's 2 down. Well, that's one thing you don't want to do. One thing is to get out, but if all they got to do is catch it in the infield, that's obviously the easiest way.
Yeah. He's not having to work too hard either. He's
nope.
Only at 29 pitches.
Here's Austin Apple. The pitch. Breaking ball's a beauty for a strike. Yeah, he's not battled as much as Alex Ortega's had to battle.
No.
And the offering. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball sweeping down in the zone. 0-2. Crystal clear ice, good for any drink any time of year. AC Ice at any local grocery or convenience store in Northeast Colorado today. That breaking ball's in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 down. Bottom of the second inning, Fort Morgan with a 1-0 lead on a steal of third by J.P. Hamer, and he scored in a throwing error. And the pitch. Swung on in, drives it out to right field for a base hit. He stuck his bat out there, and a nice job by Austin Apple. He's done that twice this season. He just sticks his bat out, and that's a perfect 2-strike swing. Shorten the swing and hit it out there.
They were trying to go away from him, and he just went where the ball was.
Here's the left-hander hitting Nick Beltran. 0 for 3, and he swings and he lines it. That's going to be caught. The soft liner. That ball was in on his hands, and he lines it out over there to the Mead shortstop, Andrew Young, and the second inning is history. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. Let's head to the third. Brian will take you through the next 3 innings. It's Fort Morgan 1, Mead nothing on B106 and B106.com.
1-0 as we go into the top of the third innings. Up for the Mead Mavericks will be Matt French back to the top of the lineup. He'll be followed by Nick Jacobs and Brady Veltine. French grounded out his first time up to the second baseman. And that was a big swing and a miss. Nice pitch there by Alex Ortega. No balls and 1 strike. Matt French, the center fielder. The windup and the pitch, and that's another swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes. That fastball getting by Matt French. So let's see if he can put him away, make him chase here a little bit.
Yeah, he gets stronger throughout the course of the game.
And the pitch, and that's way upstairs. Ball 1, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nick Jacobs is the pitcher up next, and Brady Veltine, third baseman, in the hole. Ortega with the pitch, and that is a swing and a miss. You're going to have to put him out at first. Drop third strike.
Yeah, both teams have 2 hits in a game, and you can see that, Brian, when he gets his curveball going, if Alex gets his curveball going, he can be a very dangerous pitcher. It's his 3rd strikeout.
So 1 up, 1 down. Nick Jacobs doubled his first time up to left center field. And the pitch, and that is a swing and a miss.
Good job, Alex.
No balls, 1 strike. 1-0 Fort Morgan. Top of the third. Looks in, gets his sign from Fajardo. And the pitch, and that is hit down the left field line. It looks like it's going to go foul.
It's amazing. Austin Apple has had so many of those this year that he's almost getting to. I mean, he can't do anything about it. There's not enough trajectory on those balls.
Right.
But he's had a number of those this year, and he just falls shy of it because if there was a little bit more altitude on those baseballs, I think he catches up to him because he's got some speed out there.
Yeah, he wasn't that too far from that one, but just out of his reach. So no balls, 2 strikes. Ortega with the pitch. And that is going to be upstairs for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nice sunshiny day here now here in Fort Morgan. Slight breeze left to right.
Yep.
Now Ortega with the pitch, and that's going to be skipped to the backstop. Hits about 5 feet out in front of the plate.
Yeah, he's had 2 or 3 pitches that have not been so pretty. And you want to throw waste pitches at times, but that was almost to the extreme.
So now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jacobs fights back to even up the count, and that is going to be ball 3 as that's also low and in the dirt. And ball gets away from Ortega as it goes out into short center field on the throw back from Fajardo.
Well, here's what's going to happen. Ortega's up to 56 pitches, and when you're averaging well over 20 pitches an inning, Mateo Salcido is going to be on the hill at some point in this game. Alex is not going to be able to go the distance unless he has a very, very quick inning.
And the pitch, and that is inside for the walk.
Boy, he came back from a 0-2 count to Jacobs to get on base for the second time. And now for Alex, I've got that as his 2nd walk of the game.
So Brady Veltine, third baseman, grounded out his first time up, would take another ground ball right here.
Well, and this grounder went to Jacob. This could turn into a nice 6-4-3. Got a solid double play combination in the middle.
And the pitch, and that is going to be hit out into right field. And on to third base will be Jacobs for the single. They're going to call him out. He's thrown out at third base.
Wow. Boy, I thought he got in a little bit, but I guess the swipe tag there by Austin Apple, that was a tremendous play. That went 9-4 to 5. Tremendous. Yeah. Brian, didn't you think he was going to be safe from the onset?
Oh, I thought so too. I didn't think there was any way he was going to be thrown out over there.
But that's why you hit the relay. And that, again, 9-4 to 5 to cut down Jacobs at third, and there's 2 down.
Yep.
That's a big out in a 1-0 game, even though we're just in the third.
And that pitch is fouled at the plate to Tanner Lease.
Yeah, he took a check swing at that one.
So now 2 outs here in the top of the third. Tanner Lease grounded out his first time up. So runner at first. Ortega checks his runner. And the pitch. And that curveball is in there for a strike.
Boy, that would be such a nice 2-strike pitch because he froze the hitter there. But
right
now what can he throw on 0-2? This is where Alex has been on and off at times.
And the pitch. And that gets past Fajardo. So down to second base on the pass ball will be Brady Velteen.
Yeah, that's a rare play there. A very rare one where your catcher's charged with a pass ball, but it got Fajardo squarely on the glove. He just couldn't secure it. Now runner in scoring position.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. And did not go around. That pitch was high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On deck is Wyatt Zittison. As Ortega looks back at his runner out at second. And the pitch. And that is in there. Strike 3 called on Tanner Lease. So no runs on 1 hit. Nobody, and 1 left on. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Mustangs up 1-0 on B106 and B106.com. 1-0 Fort Morgan as we go to the bottom of the third. Leading off will be the leadoff hitter, J.P. Hamer, followed by Jacob Ortega and Isaac Linker. J.P. Hamer walked his first time up. And the pitch. And that misses outside for ball 1.
I mean, he's seen the ball real well after Monday's game because that was a curveball that was a strike the whole way, and at the last second it dropped just below the knees.
And the pitch, and that is hit out into center field, and that'll get by the center fielder to the fence, and Hamer will be safe at second on a double. Nice hit there by J.P. Hamer. He lined that one hard out to center field, got clear to the fence.
Brian, if there's any trajectory on that one, I mean, you cannot get it out there any faster without hitting a home run. That thing was lined. I mean, that was a bullet out there. Colorado Plains Medical Center has experienced physicians, a highly trained surgical team trained in the latest surgical procedures. Colorado Plains Medical Center.
So Jacob Ortega singled his first time up to left field. Bunt is down, and the throw and the sac bunt is successful as Hamer goes to third.
He's got enough speed, he could have beat that out, but a little bit too close to the pitcher, Nick Jacobs. But nonetheless, an opportunity to drive in a second run for Fort Morgan, up 1-0 here in the bottom of the third inning. And Linker had a nice extensive plate appearance his first time up. Unfortunately, it ended with a 3-2 breaking ball, and he was caught looking on that pitch.
So now Hamer at third. See if Linker can drive him in. And that'll get him in. That's a soft line drive. Oh, it was the Hamer's coming home on the off the out to center field. I thought it wasn't hit that hard, but Linker with the sac fly gets Hamer in. Makes the score now 2-0 here. Fort Morgan in the bottom of the third inning.
All right, here's a story behind that. He went back immediately because Fort Morgan did have some issues on Thursday in the win. A couple of base runners didn't tag up properly. You notice as soon as that ball was hit, Brian, I thought it was actually going to land.
I did too.
But Hamer did the right thing. You go back and you tag up immediately, and he scored rather easily as Alex Ortega steps in.
And the pitch, and Alex swings, miss, foul tips it at the plate.
That looked like one thing, a home run swing.
Yeah.
I think he wanted to hit that one to brush. Well, it would have been foul to brush, but maybe towards the middle school.
So 2-0 Fort Morgan. That pitch catches the inside part of the plate. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. to the pitcher, Alex Ortega. Javier Becerra up next. If Alex gets on, no balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch, and that is a ground ball out to the second base. Nice hop. And the throw over, and that will be it for the Mustangs here as they score 1. And Mustangs get 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error. Mustangs lead it 2-0 here on B106 and B106.com. Mustangs pick up 1 run in the bottom of the 3rd. We go to the top of the 4th. Wyatt Zittison, first baseman, a single to left center field. His first time up, bats in from the right side. He'll be followed by Ryan McDaniel and then Caleb Ayers.
Oh, it'd be nice for Alex to have a quick inning here.
And the pitch, and that is in the ball as it hits the ground just in front of Fajardo.
Pitch number 64, so he's averaging 21 pitches an inning. That'll get him through 5, and that's it. He's got to have an inning where he goes 10 pitches or less.
And the pitch, and that is over the head of the batter as he ducks down and gets out of the way. 2 balls, no strikes. Alex looks in, and the delivery. And that is grounded to third base to Apple. Nice stop, throw across, and nice job there by Austin Apple. Good stretch over there by Nick Norris to get the out on the ground out.
Good job, Austin.
2 runs and 3 hits for Fort Morgan. No runs, 3 hits for Mead. The Mavericks have the game's only error.
So Ryan McDaniel up. He flied out to Javier Becerra.
Right.
His first time up.
Your Spanish is improving.
Was that a little
That
better?
was excellent.
I kind of snuck out of
That,
it.
yeah, my gosh, yeah, that caught me off guard. That was very good, Brian.
And that pitch is low and in the dirt. Now Fajardo's going to go out and have a little chat with the pitcher.
And you can keep it at Ortega, but if you say Ortega.
Ortega.
Yeah, right. That's
Got a
it's,
little roll there.
yeah, it's a little roll. It's not too much of a roll because, like, with the double R's, like, you don't say burrito, you say burrito. Members of my family cannot roll their R's. I think the only reason I can do it is because I got a slide over bite. It helps me. So the tongue stays behind the teeth. Now back to
I'll
baseball.
practice that sometime. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch, and that is in there for a ball. I thought it was.
Yeah, I think I got the top part of the letter, so just a little bit above the zone.
So 2 balls, no strikes to Ryan McDaniel. And the pitch, and that's going to hit down to Apple, and it gets by Apple out into left field.
So the Mustangs now have committed an error matching Mead's total. Well, that just could set it up for a nice double play here.
That's what we're looking for.
But again, the critical thing is McDaniel does have a courtesy runner. I'm not sure who went out there to run for him. I believe that's Lane Goodrich. Is that 19? Let's see.
I believe so.
Yeah, I think that could be Goodrich at first base. Nonetheless, 1 on, 1 out here for Caleb Ayers.
So Caleb Ayers struck out his first time up, and the pitch is going to be outside, ball 1. I believe that is a 19. I don't believe it's 18.
Yeah, I believe that's Lane Goodrich at first base.
Ortega checks him, and now the pitch, and that is going to be in there for a strike. Nice pitch there by Ortega. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Ortega's going to go over to first, and back safely is McDaniel.
See what over a century of customer service could do for you at High Plains Bank in Wiggins, offering you a variety of banking needs, including agriculture and personal loans. That's High Plains Bank in Wiggins.
Ortega back to first. Back in safely once again is McDaniel.
Yeah, Goodrich, I believe.
Oh, Goodrich, excuse me. I need to change that. Checks his runner once again over at first. and comes home, and that is going to be in there for a strike. So 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Tell you, a lot of his strikes have hit the bottom of the zone, which is good. That's why he's got a lot of ground balls here. Bottom of the zone strikes will get you ground balls.
So Goodrich over at first, and the pitch, and that is going to be hit out to the shortstop, Ortega. They get the one at second. So now 2 outs.
Let me tell you, he made that look like an easy play, but that's not an easy play. You have to shift the feet over to the right, just especially on a ball that was not hit that sharply.
Right. Yep.
And Goodrich was getting from first to second pretty quickly here. Now this is a key hitter, Brian. You get the number 8 hitter out, and you don't turn over the lineup in this inning.
So now 2 outs.
Oof.
In there for a strike.
Andrew Young took like a check swing. I don't know if he tried to get out of the way or swing or do both. It looked like both, but it was a strike.
And then the runner takes off, and in safely is Caleb Ayers. So Caleb Ayers now out at second on the stolen base.
But he does have an 0-2 count on him, so he's got a chance here to strike him out.
0-2 and 2 outs, and that is going to be in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Even if he gets out of it right now, he's still averaging close to 19 pitches an inning. So Alex has got to retire Andrew Young to keep it under the 20 average.
And the pitch, and that is a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Mead threatens but do not score as they get the strikeout. So on the top of the top of the fourth, no runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left on. As we go to the bottom of the fourth, now the Mustangs lead it 2-0 on B106 and B106.com. Javier Barquera at the plate. And that pitch is going to be in there for a strike. As we play here in the bottom of the fourth, Mustangs lead it 2-0. Nick Norris on deck, Connor Ferraro in the hole. And the delivery, and that is low. Ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Got to get a nice inning going. They had that big 4-run in 6th inning to beat Mead 8-1, but the offense has gotten flat lately.
And the pitch, and that is a swing and a miss. That was outside.
I think Javi was anticipating a fastball, and that was a sharp breaking ball.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes to the left fielder for the Mustangs. As Nick Jacobs with the delivery, and that is going to be outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As the ball gets away from Jacobs. Javier Barquera, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the delivery, and that is going to be a swing and a miss. That was another home run swing, but did not connect.
Yeah, from a non-home run hitter. Javi's a contact hitter, but that time it went above the letters and swung at a pitch that was going to be very difficult to hit. I mean, you can do that maybe at the lower levels, but at this level, the guy's throwing hard. It's very hard to make contact, and solid contact at that.
So Nick Norris flied out his first time up, and that is a swing and a miss. Is there making it easy for Jacobs. Jacobs with the delivery. And that is low, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Let me tell you, Norris has home runs off of 2 very good pitchers this year. Coy Jorgensen of University, a lefty, and another lefty in John Thorne of Erie last Monday.
And the pitch, and that is going to be up and in. Yeah, and that one against Erie was opposite field.
Yeah,
right
and the one to Jorgensen left field. Yeah, so he's the lefties he's got solved with a home run swing. He's trying to get his first home run of the year against a righty, although just getting on base would be nice right now.
And the delivery, and that curveball is in there for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Nick Jacobs sitting right at 50 pitches, 21 balls, 29 strikes. And Jacobs with the delivery. And that is hit out to center field and caught out there by Matt French. So 2 up, 2 down for the Mustangs here in the bottom of the fourth.
A good 2-strike swing there by Norris. He shortened up and hit it pretty well. It got there very quickly to French, but he was positioned perfectly. And again, a quick-moving game here in the bottom of the fourth inning in Fort Morgan.
Caught Fajardo at the plate. He flied out to the second baseman. That'd be a pop-up, I guess, to the second baseman. And that pitch is in there for a strike. No balls, 1 strike to catcher Connor Fajardo. Jacobs with the pitch, and that breaking ball is in there for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes. So down quickly, 2 strikes is Fajardo. Austin Apple on deck. If Fajardo can reach. And the pitch, and that is in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You really got to be impressed with Nick Jacobs. I mean, he's thrown pretty well. J.P. Hamer's been the headache for him. Yep. And Alex Ortega, even though he's not been totally sharp, has battled through 4 scoreless innings.
So here's the 1-2 pitch. And that, everybody thought it was a strike except the umpire.
Does that include you?
Yeah, I thought it was a strike too. Yeah.
I mean, it was close. I mean, that's a heck of an eye by Fajardo. I thought it got the bottom of the zone, but he's still in there. And I like the way he chokes up on that bat. He's going to shorten that swing here on the 2-2.
So Jacobs checks McDaniel for the sign. And the pitch, and that is going to be nubbed out. And the left fielder, and Fajardo will be safe as the ball gets by the first baseman, but not far enough for him to advance. So I guess you call that a swinging bunt.
It is, yeah. Valtine came in from third, and nothing he could do. He gloved it, didn't even maybe try to barehand it, but it was hit to the left side, his glove side, so you couldn't even barehand it. That was a base hit right off the bat.
Right. Austin Apple up. He's 1 for 1. He had a single to right field.
Fort Morgan out hitting Mead 4-3 and leading 2-0.
Each team with an error. And the pitch, and that's going to be up and away. Ball 1. As Fajardo looks across at the signs from head coach Josh Langford. As Jacob looks in, now he's going to check Fajardo over at first. And the pitch, and that ball is going to be popped up, it looks like, to the second baseman. And he's wandering around, and he finally does come down with the ball on the pop-up. So in the bottom of the fourth inning, no runs on 1 hit, 1 left, no errors as we go to the top of the fifth. Mustangs lead at 2-0 on B106 and B106.com. 2-0 here as we go to the top of the fifth inning. Corey Bose, followed by Matt French and Nick Jacobs. Corey Bose is the second baseman. Alex Ortega still on the hill with 77 pitches. And the delivery, and that is going to be fouled off to the right.
It's a tremendous all-speed pitch. I mean, when you hit it off the end of the bat like that, you really pull the string nicely.
So Ortega gets ahead in the count. No balls, 1 strike. And the delivery, and that is... It should have been a strike.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he swung. He swung at that pitch in the dirt that skipped away. I don't know if the umpire called it, but it is 0-2.
Okay, I was just checking. I didn't think I saw him, but maybe if he figures it's a strike, he doesn't have to call it.
Right, yeah. Good point.
So Ortega with the pitch. And that's in there. Strike 3. Nice job there by Alex Ortega.
Again, he's looking for a quick inning here. And for Alex, that is strikeout number 6, and half of them have been caught looking. But now it's to the top of the order, and now he's got to work on Matt French.
Matt French grounded out and strikeout. So Ortega with the pitch. And that is going to be low and inside for ball 1. 34 balls, 47 strikes, 81 total pitches here so far for Alex Ortega as we play here in the top of the fifth. 2-0 Mustangs. Ortega with the pitch, and that is a swing and a miss.
Again, it looked like a changeup there, and French pulled off that ball, tried to go to right field, but the ball was not even at the plate yet, and that's why Ortega can be very effective with that change of speed.
And the pitch, and that breaking ball stayed up. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 error, and 3 left on for the Mustangs. Ortega checks. And the pitch, and that is going to be fouled straight back to the screen. 2-2. Mead with no runs, 3 hits, 1 error, and 5 left.
Yeah, they've had more stranded base runners than Fort Morgan. The Mustangs have taken advantage.
Ortega with the pitch, and that is up and away. So now full count on the leadoff hitter, Matt French, center fielder for Mead. 1 out. Ortega with the 3-2 pitch, and that is going to be popped up. And coming in, we'll see who's there. It looks like it's going to be the left fielder. Nice job out there by Javier Baqueta. As that was hit to short left center, and he goes down to a knee to catch that ball.
Yeah, that's why I got scared. And he went down to a knee, Brian, but he still caught it glove up instead of a basket catch. Normally when you go to a knee, it's a basket catch, but it doesn't matter. You don't get awarded for style points, just for outs.
So now 2 outs. Yeah, I thought maybe that was going to land in no man's land out there. And that pitch catches the inside part of the plate, strike 1 to Nick Jacobs. 1 for 1, a double and a walk. And Ortega with the pitch, and that's going to be hit out to the shortstop and through the legs of Jacob Ortega. So error number 2 on the Mustangs.
It took a tricky hop, Brian, but he let the ball play him. And what happens there, you got to field it on a true hop if you can. So second error, as you mentioned, for Fort Morgan. And the courtesy runner over at first is Ryan Platt, who was a starting second baseman on Thursday.
So now 2 out and 1 on to Brady Valtine, and that pitch is going to be outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Valtine is 1 for 2, a ground out and a single. Bats in from the left side. 2 outs. Ortega with the pitch, and that is going to be hit down to Norris. Nice drop by Norris, and it was a fair ball according to the home plate umpire. So out at first is Valdine, so that ends the threat for the Mead Mavericks. So in the top of the 5th inning, there was no runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left. And we go to the bottom of 5 now with the Mustangs leading at 2-0 on B106 and B106.com. Nick Beltran leads it off here in the bottom of the 5th. 0 for 1 on a line drive, and he attempted the bunt. And off air, Mr. Beltran here was saying he should be attempting the bunt, which they did.
Yeah, but luckily he pulled the bat back, so it's 1-0.
And that ball is hit out to the shortstop. Picks it up and slings it over, and out at first is Beltran. Nice play there by Andrew Young and a good stretch by first baseman Wyatt Zittison. So 1 up, 1 down for the Mustangs. Up next is the top of the order, J.P. Hamer. 1 for 1. He had a walk and then a screaming double out to the fence in center field. As he gets dug in there at the plate. And the pitch, and that is going to be low and away. Ball 1. So 61 total pitches for Jacobs, 26 balls, 35 strikes. And the pitch, and that is going to catch the inside part of the plate for a strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 2-0 Fort Morgan. Nick Jacobs with the pitch. And that's same location as the one just before that on that breaking ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Nick Jacobs with the delivery, and that is going to be a foul tip. So Hamer stays alive at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Jacob Ortega and then Isaac Linker, if either one of these 2 men get on, and that is going to be a strike 3 called on J.P. Hamer. So 2 up, 2 down. As Jacob Ortega comes to the plate, he is 1 for 1, a single and then a sac bunt.
Yeah, it looked like that got the inside portion of the plate, and JP was rung up.
And the pitch, and that is in there on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. 1 strike and no balls to the shortstop, Jacob Ortega. And the pitch, and that's going to be hit down to the third baseman, and he bobbles it, and the throw over, and that's going to be a wild throw as it gets down the right field line. As he gets into second base. So that will be 2 errors on that play.
Well, we'll call it 1. I think he might have. I was thinking the same thing, but I think they'll probably just score 1. Yeah, it's that's one of those tough ones. I'm not sure he has him at first, but there would have been the possibility because he slung it over there. So was that on the first pitch to?
Yeah.
Yep. First pitch to Jacob. We got a runner in scoring position here with 2 down for Isaac Linker.
Yeah, Isaac is 0 for 2, a looking strikeout and then a line drive. But he's got one out there at second, ready to come in. And the pitch, and that is going to be hit to the shortstop.
Oh,
nice scoop out there and nice play as they get Linker out on the ground out. But that was a good scoop over there at shortstop. So in the bottom of the 5th inning, there was no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left on. So we'll go to the top of the 6th. John Beltran will take you the rest of the way. 2-0 Fort Morgan as we play on B106 and B106.com.
2-0 Fort Morgan leads Mead as we head to the 6th inning. It'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. The pitch from Ortega is a fastball for a strike down the middle at the knees. That was pitch number 91. Tanner Lease is 0 for 2. He grounded out and struck out looking. Righty to righty, the pitch. And that drops in for a ball. A little bit low, 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Mustangs. No runs, 3 hits for Mead. Both teams with a couple of errors. The Mavericks have stranded 6 and the Mustangs have stranded 4. And the 1-1 pitch swung on and popped up in the infield on the right side. Isaac Linker a few steps into the grass now, backs up, and he makes the catch. And that was not very conventional by Isaac Linker. I think that ball took off on him, but he was able to make the catch falling to the ground. And there's 1 down. And quite frankly, even from our vantage point, Brian, I think that ball carried a little bit further than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I thought so too. It looked like it was almost going to be an easier play for Castaneda out there in right field.
Yeah, because he was charging. Here's Wyatt Citizen, 1 for 2. Fastball is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Brush Bee Diggers playing on 1010 KSIR right now, and KSIR.com trailing Eaton 9-0 in the 5th inning. This is a 2-0 Fort Morgan game. Fastball is up and away. Yeah, Mateo Salcido more than likely will come into the game either. Hopefully not in this inning, because that would mean Alex would be in trouble. He's up to 95 pitches. 110 is the limit with 3 days rest. And he short-armed that pitch. It's in the dirt, 3-0. Now, see, the thing is, if you can get these hitters out, you don't have to even get back to the top of the order and Matt French, because Citizen with 1 out is the number 5 hitter in the lineup. Here's the wind in the 3-0 pitch. He grooves that over for a strike down the middle, just above the knees. And it's ball 3, strike 1 to Wyatt Citizen with 1 out and the bases empty in the 6th inning. And Alex Ortega comes home. Swung on, that's popped up. That's going to be playable. Down the right field line, the first baseman, Nick Norris, makes the catch in foul territory. And there's 2 down. Oh, I'm telling you, Alex throws the strikes when he needs to. He's battled. He hasn't had really any clean innings, but he's done a nice job. B&B Appliance can help you with all of your appliance needs, as they have done for us. Stop in and see what they can do for you. on Ensign Street at Fort Morgan B&B Appliance. 2 down and the base is empty for Ryan McDaniel. He's 0 for 2. He did reach on an air. And the pitch. And the breaking ball is a ball, I guess. Wow. I don't know where that missed. I have no idea.
Nope.
I thought it got to belt level, midsection level.
It must have been either inside or high. It was hard to tell.
Yeah.
It looked like it was a strike. So.
And the 1-0. Swung on. That's lifted down the left field line into foul territory. Long run for Baqueta. Javi reaches out. He dives. And I believe he made the catch.
Nope.
He's just off his glove. Just off his glove. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. That's a tremendous effort there by the junior Javi Baqueta. And there's probably nobody else on that team that gets to the baseball that quickly with Javi's speed.
Yeah, I thought maybe he'd caught it because it's our vantage point here. We've got the stands are in the way here, and I thought maybe he had caught it the way the
reaction from especially from Connor Fajardo. I think
right.
Connor thought he had it, and more than likely we're going to see Javi in that Fort Morgan backfield as a senior. He was supposed to be in that backfield as a junior, but then he had a gruesome knee injury during the Legion baseball season, or it might have either Legion baseball or early football. The pitch and the breaking ball is outside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Ryan McDaniel. 2-0 Fort Morgan, top of the 6th inning. John Beltran with Brian Nickel. We are at Legion Field in Fort Morgan. The Mustangs are going for their 10th win of the season. And the pitch. And that is low. On pitch number 102 from Alex Ortega. 3-1. Anytime a base runner gets on, the tying run is going to be at the plate. And the offering. Swung on. That is popped up in a shallow right field. Second baseman Linker is out. Ranges under it. Makes the catch. And how about that? A 1-2-3 inning for Alex Ortega. Let's head to the bottom of the 6th inning in Fort Morgan. It's the Mustangs 2. The Mead Mavericks nothing. This is Mustang Baseball on B106 and B106.com. Well, Nick Jacobs will attempt to go the distance here for the Mead Mavericks, but he's trailing 2-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning. J.P. Hamer got it all started with a walk, stole second, and then a steal of third. And then the throw went into, advanced to second, then stole third, and the throw then went into left field, and he was able to score there. Mustangs would add a run in the 3rd inning as well on a sac fly by Isaac Linker. Alex Ortega's 0 for 1. And the pitch. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball diving down in the zone. It's 0-1. A walk in the 1st inning, then he grounded to second his 2nd time up. For Morgan with a victory, we'd be 6-4 in Tri-Valley play. The pitch. And takes that one in the dirt. Another breaking ball. Count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. Proud supporter of all the area athletes, Mr. D's Ace Home Center. They'll serve you with all your home, farm, and ranch supplies with 3 locations, Sterling, Brush, Fort Morgan. And the 1-1 pitch swung on. That ball is belted into deep left field. That one's got some major carry. Lisa's back, and that one is near the fence, around first into second with a leadoff double in the 6th is Alex Ortega as the Mustangs are looking for an insurance run for Fort Morgan. That is their 5th hit of the game.
Yeah, I lost it. I lost it off the bat. I was looking at the players to see where that had landed it.
I never saw it.
I never saw it.
I just saw Lease going back. I figured, okay, as much that's after you. For those who've never seen baseball for this angle, on a bright sunny day, even if we're elevated, it's the way you got to do. Let's see if Javi's going to bunt here. The pitch. And he takes it up and in. Throw back to second. Alex goes back in diving. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, can't bunt that pitch.
No.
And the thing with Jacobs is that he's thrown pitches that, with the exception of Ortega, Beltran tried to bunt earlier. That was down and in and had to swing away. Let's see if Javi's still going to be called along to bunt. I think he would, because you have nobody out and a man at second as opposed to a leadoff hitter in the inning. The pitch. And the breaking ball is high. Throw back to second, and he's in there, but he's making it close. 2-0. Remember, it's a sacrifice bunt. You don't want to be off the bag too much, and Alex has plenty of speed.
I think they called that a strike, didn't they?
Yeah, I guess it was.
One on the board,
yep.
Anyway.
Okay, I thought it was 2-0. 1 ball, 1 strike. Looking back as Jacobs' 5-step lead, the pitch, squaring to bunt, and he lays it down foul up the third base side. Now it's going to change the strategy at 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Baqueta.
Yeah, if those throwbacks back to second base would have been right on the bag, I think Alex would have been out.
Well, at least the second one. The first one, but the second one was a lot closer. And it wasn't far off. It's a strong throw there by McDaniel. The pitch, and it's up and in. Count levels at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fort Morgan scheduled to play on Monday here against Holy Family, but that's looking rather bleak with a high of 45 and moisture. It's gorgeous today. Temperature now in the 60s. The pitch swung on and chopped over the mound. The shortstop, Young, behind the bag, slings it to first for the out. To third is Ortega. So Javi did his job right there, hitting it behind the runner.
Right.
Here is Nick Norris. Nick popped to right and popped to center. You do one of those right now, you score a third run. Now the third baseman, Velteen, is playing in. They're playing back in the middle. And I'm surprised here because it's only a 2-0 game. So if the ball's hit on the ground in the middle, Ortega is going to score easily. The pitch, and the breaking ball is low. And Alex has to watch out. There's not a back pick over at third.
Right.
1 ball and no strikes. Here to Nick Norris as we play in the bottom of the 6th inning. Fort Morgan leads Mead 2-0. And the offering. Fastball is outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Connor Fajardo waits to hit next.
They need to get this runner in. You can't have him at third base with less than 2 outs and not bring him in.
Well, I mean, next thing is driving the ball into the outfield. That's what he's being called to do. And the breaking ball's inside. 3-0 on pitch number 77 unofficially from Nick Jacobs. Three and 0 to Norris. And Nick awaits the pitch. Fastball is high. He walks on 4 pitches. Fajardo is 1 for 2. Did have a base hit. I think that was that swinging bunt we were referring to his last time up. There'll be a visit to the hill. The line right now on Jacobs through 5 1/3 innings. Allowed 5 hits, struck out 3 and walked 3. And now we'll have a pitching change. So let's take a 1-minute break, a pitching change. We're back in 1 minute in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's Fort Morgan 2, Mead nothing, right here on B106 and B106.com. It'll be the second right-hander for Erie, Garrett Dudley. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, the Mustangs lead the Mead Mavericks 2-0 with runners at first and third. Only 1 down, and Connor Fajardo in a big spot for Fort Morgan, looking to extend the lead. And it was a walk to Nick Norris that just chased the starter, Nick Jacobs, from the game, but those 2 runners are his responsibility. Alex Ortega began the inning with a double. And then Javi Baqueta, even though it was not a sacrifice, he kind of did what he had to do.
Yep.
Hit the ball behind the runner on the ground to advance him to third. And I don't know what the secondary pitch is for Dudley, but we know what the primary pitch is. He brings a mean fastball and a quick delivery. He goes from the glove to the ball pretty quickly. So here we go. Fajardo at 1 for 2. Fort Morgan has not scored since the third, but they lead 2-0. And it looks like they might be playing a double play depth. I don't think Norris will be taking off from first.
I don't think so.
In this league, I know that Coach Langford, a lot of times in the Colorado 7, you get the runner caught between first and second. You sacrifice the out for a run.
Right.
That's a lot harder to pull off in the Tri-Valley. Considerably harder to pull off in the Tri-Valley. So here we go. First and third. The stretch and the pitch. That's a fastball for a strike on the inside corner, and that's coming in quickly.
Yeah.
That's easily low to mid-80s. No balls and 1 strike. The runners take their leads. Ortega and Norris. And the pitch, runner going, swung on line, base hit into right field on the hit and run. Norris will go to third. Scoring is Alex Ortega. Connor Fajardo's come through with his second hit. And the Mustangs lead 3-0 in the bottom of the sixth inning. Perfectly executed by Fort Morgan. Nice job by Connor Fajardo.
Yeah, that hit and run was perfect. Nick Norris was taken off. The second baseman went to cover, and there wasn't anybody there right where Norris hit it.
Well, again, what did he do? Just shorten up the swing against this guy throwing a fastball. Here's Austin Apple. Apple singled and popped out. He's 1 for 2. He hit it in the same area as first time up, and the breaking ball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes to Apple. So Fort Morgan has added an insurance run. Alex Ortega could throw maybe about, I believe, 5 or 6 more pitches in that range.
Yeah, 7. I got 103.
103, okay. The stretch. And the 1-0 runner goes, and that's taken inside the throw to second. It's going to be out by a mile. Yep. I don't know if that was a hit and run. I don't know, but anyway, that should be 2-0. Let's see it. Yep, 2-0, but the runner's cut down at second. As the tag was applied, a perfect throw by McDaniel. 2 balls and no strikes. And the pitch to Apple. Upstairs with a fastball, 3-0. Well, that's a big out because they could have had the bases loaded if Apple reaches.
Right.
He'll be taking here on a 3-0. And that pitch is in the dirt. And it's a walk to Austin Apple. And Nick Beltran will hit with 2 on, 2 out, and 1 across. Here in the bottom of the sixth inning, in the Mustangs extending the lead to 3-0. Here against a hard-throwing right-hander. Runners off their bags, and the pitch. Fastball is a strike on the outside corner. Belt high, it's 0-1. Norris at third. Apple at first. And the 0-1. That breaking ball is outside. Runner to second. Now breaking for the plate is Norris. Norris is going to score. Now they're going to have Apple in a rundown, and Apple now will head to second. The Mustangs have tacked on their second run, and Norris is going to be caught in the rundown, but it doesn't matter. The Fort Morgan Mustangs extend the lead. It eliminates the plate appearance for Nick Beltran, but doesn't matter. Fort Morgan did exactly what they had to do, getting 2 big hits in the inning and stranding nobody. We head to the 7th. Fort Morgan 4, Mead nothing on B106 and B106.com. Let's head to the 7th inning. The Mustangs lead 4-0 over the Mead Mavericks. This pitching for Fort Morgan has been outstanding against Mead. They've allowed 1 run in 13 innings, and now Mateo Salcido, after 103 pitches were thrown by Alex Ortega, will be called upon here in the 7th. And a pitch, and it drops it in there for a strike. 7, 8, and 9. Caleb Ayers struck out swinging and hit into a fielder's choice. Mateo's been solid all year. This is not a save situation because it's a 4-run lead. And that is a breaking ball, a little bit low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Laying down the sign is Fajardo, the pitch. Swung on and popped foul out of play. Count moves to 1-2. Here to Caleb Ayers, the leadoff hitter here in the top of the 7th inning. And the right-hander delivers. Swung on and grounded to second. Linker charges. Goes down, throws to first. A close play, but he retires Caleb Ayers. And there's 1 down on that roller to the second baseman, Isaac Linker. 1 down here in the 7th. And that'll send up Andrew Young. Walked in, struck out swinging. Check that. That'll be Garrett Dudley. Garrett Dudley is now the hitter. The second pitcher here for Mead. Righty against righty. The pitch. Swung on, grounded left side. It's going to be a tough play. To his left is Apple, but that's going to be a base hit. That'll be a base hit. That was going to be a tough play on the ball out there, and Apple reached out, got a piece of it. Ortega would not have thrown him out from there. So it's a single. And for Mead, their 4th hit of the game. Now let's see what they do with Corey Bowes. We'll have a courtesy runner at first. Courtesy runner for the Mavericks will be Ryan Platt once again. All right, so here we go. How about a double play, Brian? What do you think?
That'll work.
Okay. I was just getting your approval. I mean, I didn't. Yeah. And that pitch is a strike right there to Bowes, who again 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. No balls and 1 strike. Salcido delivers. Boy, that caught the outside corner with a fastball. It's 0-2. Mateo with no wasted energy whatsoever. No balls, 2 strikes. Going for the 3rd strikeout of Bowes. And the pitch. Down and away. That's an excellent pitch, but it did miss. 1-2 to the Mead hitter. Salcido looks back, and the pitch. Swing and a miss and a ball in the dirt. Bases occupied. No need to throw. Bases occupied. And as Fajardo threw back to first, there's 2 down. So a nice strikeout there. And that'll send up Matt French back to the top of the order. Matt French is grounded out, struck out, and hit a fly ball to the left fielder, Baqueta. He is 0 for 3. Salcido comes home. The breaking ball is a strike. Belt high. Boy, that had some late break on it.
Yeah.
No balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, he's got a nice breaking ball.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely his out pitch. He struck out Drew Book, I believe, on that pitch in a 6-5 win in LaHunt over Sterling. And the offering. Swung on, grounded to second. Isaac Linker is there. He slings it to first, and the Fort Morgan Mustangs have defeated the Mead Mavericks by a score of 4-0. It's a 1-minute break. We'll wrap it up after this on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. Mustang Post Game Show is brought to you by Morgan Community College, there to make your dreams become a reality for both traditional and non-traditional students. Check them out at morgancc.edu. I'm John Beltran with Brian Nickel as the Mustangs defeat the Mead Mavericks 4-0 in Fort Morgan. 4 runs on 6 hits, 2 errors, 4 left on base for the Mustangs. No runs, 4 hits, 2 errors, 7 left on base for Mead. The winning pitcher was Alex Ortega. He battled through 6 innings. The loss went to Nick Jacobs. Time of the game, 1 hour and 41 minutes. And the Mustangs in the bottom of the first after J.P. Hamer drew a walk. He advanced to second, stole third, and scored on the throwing error from McDaniel, making it 1-0. And in the bottom of the third, Fort Morgan would then extend the advantage as Hamer led off with a double and was able to get the third on Jacob Ortega's bunt and then scored on a sacrifice fly by Isaac Linker. 2-0 was the score. And then we moved to the 6th inning when Alex Ortega doubled to lead off the inning after Javi advanced into third. Nick Norris walked, and then Connor Fajardo on a brilliant hit and run drove home Ortega. Norris went to third. Norris would then score when Austin Apple got caught in a rundown, and that was it. That was the scoring in this game, 4-0. And if I'm incorrect about this, Brian, I don't think Mead had a base runner go as far as third base. I think maybe second base, but I didn't have him at third at all in this particular game. So even though the Mavericks did have base runners, they had some traffic. The Fort Morgan Mustangs win this game, and Mead falls to 2-6 in the Tri-Valley, 3-10 overall. And the Mustangs at 6-4 in Tri-Valley play 10-6 on the year. Fort Morgan, weather permitting, back in action on Monday at 4 o'clock right here against Holy Family on B106 and B106.com. All right, time for the Mustang Player of the Game. It's brought to you by Transwest. They believe that customers are number one. Check out their selection online or just stop by one of their dealerships in Fort Morgan or Sterling today. We had to converse about this because obviously J.P. Hamer was a spark plug. Alex Ortega was the winning pitcher, but we're going to give it to the other part of the battery.
Connor Fajardo.
Fajardo had 2 hits, called a really good game, even though it's called by the dugout, and showed his experience as a senior catcher. And Connor Fajardo, the only Mustang with 2 base hits, is the Mustang Player of the Game. brought to you by Transwest. All right, if the what?
Now, you were talking about third base. They
Yes.
had that throw out at third, and that kid tried to extend that into a triple, or was that he tried to go from first to third and got thrown out at third?
That's right. That was a base hit earlier in the game, and Nick Jacobs tried to get the third after he drew the walk, and he was cut down in third when it looked like he was going to make it in there easily. And that's true, Brian. That was a critical play in the game because it was only 1-0 at that time, and that could have changed the landscape of the game, but instead Fort Morgan able to make the play defensively, score a run in the third and 2 more in the sixth inning, and they win 4-0. All right, outstanding job by our sound engineer and producer, Alicia Alton. For Brian Nickel, I'm John Beltran. Hopefully we'll be back with you on Monday. We'll see how the weather cooperates or does not cooperate. The final score in Fort Morgan, the Mustangs 4, the Mead Mavericks 0. You've been listening to Mustang Baseball on B106 and B106.com.